Hi, I'm Vikramaditya here. I'm the CEO of Jobsoftech, and in this video, I'm going to discuss with you all uh, regarding the top 10 interview questions and their answers. So we see normally that most of us might be proficient in our work and also in our academics as well. But in spite of it, we sometimes fail to get through the interviews because of some basic preparations that we had to go ahead. And in this session, I'm going to explain you about what are the questions that would be most probably populating in your interview and how to handle them in a better way. This is what we are going to discuss now. And these top 10 questions are like, tell me about yourself. What is your greatest strength? What is your greatest weakness? Why should we hire you? What are your salary expectations? Why are you leaving or have left your job? Why do you want this job? Why do you handle, how do you handle stress and pressure? Describe a challenging work situation and what are your goals for the future? So if you see this, all questions seem to be very simple at the first go, but it seems very complicated when you have to answer them in the interview. The most important thing is to be prepared with specific answers for these questions. When there is no preparedness, there is a blank mind in the interview, and maybe there are chances that you become more nervous, and and you might fail the interview. So the most important thing is to be prepared with specific answers for these questions, which are going to be definitely populated in your interview. So if they ask you, tell me something about yourself, if you are an experienced guy, you should be telling it something like this. Hi, I'm Rana. Right now, I'm working with Jade Softech as a senior software engineer. Prior to this, I was working with IBM as a software engineer. If at all, if you have more number of companies or clients on which you have worked in, then you can tell it as a prior. So you always should start with the latest project or latest company and the project in which you're working. And then if still there is a time given by the interviewer, he's still waiting for it, then you can go ahead and tell about your roles and responsibilities in your present client and present project, and not from the past. So you always come with from the present to past. And if you are a fresher, then you should be telling about what exactly is the highest qualification. If it is a BTech or MTech or MBA, whatever is your highest qualification, you should be mentioning it with the specialization in which you have acquired that particular degree. And if at all, if your percentage is more than 80%, you can mention your percentage as well. Otherwise, there is no need to highlight your percentage at all. So you don't have to, if at all, if your percentage is in 50%, you don't have to tell that percentage at all here. They have not asked you the percentage. So let us focus more on what are your strengths. So I have done my main project in artificial intelligence, and if they still give you some time, you can go ahead and tell about what are your experiences about the project and how did you do that project. And even if you still have more time, you can plan to tell something about your mini project. So you should be prepared with what you have done, what exactly was what exactly was the content of it, and what was the preparation that you have done for the seminars in your project, in your academics. Those things you can mainly focus on, and you can get a good grip on the first question. So the first impression is the best impression. So what impression you make on the interviewer in the with this question, is very much effective on your result of your interview. So what is your greatest strength? It looks very simple, but you are blank, like what I should say. If you tell something exaggerated, maybe they feel you are overconfident about yourself. And if you feel that if you are not telling anything, maybe the interviewer might feel that you are not so confident about yourself. So you have to be prepared with a very specific answers which are realistic to your attitude, and we can match your profile to it. So for this, you need to tell something like this: my greatest strength is my expertise in technology, positive attitude, passion for learning new things, and and the ability to work productively with others. So these all are positive things, and if you feel you can easily make friends, or you can work as a team member, or those kind of things, you can add it to your strengths, and you can tell it in a positive way. Now, what is your greatest weakness? Or they might simply ask you, what are your weaknesses? So in this, you have to be very sensibly answering this question. I'm very much particular about even minutest details of what I do. This is one weakness which you can tell them, so that even if you tell it, it will not be a disadvantage for you to get a job. So it might be on your personal front, you just have to handle it with better way, but on a professional front, it's perfectly fine. So for example, I can sometimes I get overexcited to complete the tasks ahead. So with this, what exactly it means, that you are basically overexcited for completing the task, which is actually good for the company but not for your health. So maybe you have to slow down, and you have to maintain a frequency where you are comfortable with your compatible with your health. So why should we hire you? This also is a very important question that we need to answer in a very precise and perfect answer. So I have gone through the job description, and I think I'm the perfect fit into it. In addition, I'm a positive, dedicated, and goal oriented individual. So in this, like, you are trying to focus on emphasize on more on your positive strengths, and you can also conclude it with, like, I'm very confident that I will be a very productive resource for your esteemed organization. This is what you can tell, and you can add up some positive things. Never ever talk anything negative about yourself or the organization at all. So, what are your salary expectations? If you are an experienced person and you're confident about the technology and your strengths, then you can just simply tell, 30% hike on my present salary. Or if at all, if you're not very concerned about the salary, we are concerned more about the job, you can say as per the company norms. So, as a fresher, you can just tell the same answer as per the company norms, or you can tell them, based on my abilities, I hope you would provide me the best salary possible. Or you can also tell, like, as per the company norms, salary is not my priority. So why are you leaving or have left your job? So this is a very sensible question again. So you never have to frame your past company as in a negative image. So you can just smoothly tell it, like, my current employer was very good. I enjoyed my job and learned many things, learned a lot of things in my present role. But to work with your company is my childhood dream. So this is something which you can tell in that way. Or you can also basically answer it in a more sensible way, like, you can tell them that, I really enjoyed my job, but I decided to step up to more challenging assignments. Or I felt, when I saw the job description of your present job requirement, I felt that this is a very challenging thing for me, and I was very excited to take up this work. So something like that. So why do you want this job? So when I saw the job description, I found that I would be very happy to be in this position, and give my best to the work. Okay, give my best to my work. I want this job because it would be a win-win situation for myself and the organization. So it's like you telling to the interviewer that, if this would be a very good position where I can prove myself, something like that. So how do you handle stress and pressure? So this is a question which you need to answer in a very precise and sensible way. So initially it was very difficult for me to handle high pressure, but now I'm managing in a better way by doing things on priority basis, avoid keeping anything pending. So I always prefer not to keep anything pending. That is one step I have taken not to get tensed, because normally we get tensed and stressed big because of many pending works. So that's one thing. And you can also say them that, I also learned very effective techniques in yoga that can cool down my mind and body in a minute. If at all, if you already have one more solution for this, you can better tell that at that particular time. Like, you can say that I've been communicating with my colleagues, and I share my issues with my team, and ask them for the solutions, which makes it easier for me to handle the stress and all. So if there is any genuine solution for this, you can better answer it. But this is one particular answer which you can just go through this and answer in the same way. So describe a difficult work situation, project, and how do you overcome it. So if you say that everything else, there was no difficult situation, it might not be a good move. So you have to you know tell the interviewer that you have gone through some difficult situations, but you are very happy, that you have gone through that very successfully. So I had this situation where I had to work for client issues during the go live. At the same time, I was not feeling well. I think I balanced it pretty well. There's one type of answer you can go ahead. Or you can also tell, like, explain and you can prepare a scenario, technical scenario, in which you are efficient expert in, that the interviewer really thinks it is difficult. So you have to frame it in such a way that you have a very complicated situation. Technical terms are very important when you are explaining them about what exactly was the issue all about. Then you go ahead and tell how you have solved it, all in the technical terms. It's always better to answer this question technically rather than in a generic way. So what are your goals for the future? So I know I need to learn a lot of things related to my profile. My goal is to become expert in my field and give my best to my work. So this is something which you are telling it in such a way that you don't have you are in no thought to move on from this job, in as soon, I mean, like, sooner. So you how you are projecting yourself is that you want to learn a lot of things in this particular profile and the particular job, and then you want to grow in the same organization. So I see myself as a senior manager in this company. So this is something which you can tell according to the situation. You can frame this question, frame this answer, and tell it in a sensible way. So these are the top 10 questions in which I have tried to answer a particular dimension. But this is not the end of the interview. This is just a one version of how do we do it. So if at all, if you are going to interview, and or somebody else is going to interview, and they want to prepare themselves, I would strongly suggest you to go through this session and understand and prepare yourself for the interview. And if at all, if anybody is going for the interview, you can suggest them to watch this video, so that, like, they can have a basic idea about what exactly they need to talk about in the interview. So you always have to make yourself calm before the interview. No matter what happens, you have to always have a pleasant face. You don't have to panic yourself. That is something which interviewer never likes it, because if you can't handle an interview properly, they might think that you might not be able to handle the job as well properly. So the better you handle the interview, the more confident the interviewer would be on you, that you can handle the job in a better way. So always, if possible, in the middle of the interview, you can also have a smile. And always your body language and your tone of speech would matter a lot. So be careful about that. And your body language should be not so subtle, and not so provocative. So it should be very, in an equilibrium. And these are the very important things. And you have to dress well. And those things I'm going to discuss in the another video, where I'll be telling you about how to prepare yourself for the interview. I mean, dressing sense and body language and all. So and thanks for watching this video. I'll keep making few more videos for the job preparation and interview preparation. Thank you.